Hey everyone, the numbers are in for Whisper Dunes for September 2020. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group over at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. The market is really, really hot right now. Still continues to be very active, especially in this price range in Panama City Beach. Two things that are continue to help drive this. There are a number of factors, but one, there's still grant money available for some hurricane relief, meaning that anybody buying a home that they're going to move into will be their primary residence. $15,000, they can obtain $15,000 towards their down payment or closing costs that will be completely forgivable. There's some terms and conditions, and buyers have to qualify, but essentially there's $15,000 free money, no interest, that's available. So that's really helping drive a market that has already been very, very good. Also, there just aren't a lot of homes for sale. And remember, if you're selling in this market, if you're ever selling in a hot market, remember that a lot of buyers out there that are potentially making an offer on something you're selling have already missed out on maybe 1, 2, 5 other homes before. It's very, very possible and almost likely that a buyer has looked at something, and maybe by the time they went to look at it, it was already under contract. Or maybe they made an offer on something that they might have been in a multiple offer situation where they weren't the only one making the offer and they lost out. And so when they go to make their next offer or their next offer, they make a very, very strong offer. They're very motivated. Keeping all of that in mind, make sure that when you're pricing, that you're pricing a little on the aggressive side on this market, because that's the mindset of the buyer. They're buyers that have the fear of loss now, that they've experienced that, and are making very, very strong, clean offers. So aggressive pricing is important if you're going to maximize on the sales price. Excuse me. So let's get right to the numbers. Remember, beginning of the pandemic, we started watching this chart. Comes from a company called ShowingTime. ShowingTime is a service that real estate agents and brokers use to schedule showing appointments. We knew early on, or we at least expected, a big drop off on people getting out and looking at real estate. But we also wanted to track and see when people started to get out and begin to look at real estate again. That would be the first step towards the market picking up again. Obviously, people need to get out and look at real estate if they're going to make an offer, if they're going to have a closing. So we saw by the end of May, early June, we were showing just about as much real estate in 2020 as we were in 2019. 2020 is the orange line. In fact, we surpassed it more than just a few times here. And for the most part, we've been showing as much real estate in 2020 as we were in 2019. So that's a good sign. So you would expect that the market should be at least as solid as it was last year, which was a very good year in real estate. So the next thing we wanted to track was the number of new contracts being written. So if people are getting out of their house, are they getting out of their house just to get out of the house? Or are they getting it out of the house and making good, strong offers that sellers are accepting, and we're getting new contracts written? So we've been tracking this a week at a time just to see how active the market is. And take a look at some of these numbers. First week of September, we wrote 39% more new contracts on homes in Panama City Beach than we did in 2019. The following week, we wrote 22% more contracts on homes in Panama City Beach than we did last year. 87% more the following week, 20% more the following week, and 100, we doubled it last week on writing new contracts for homes. It's an extremely hot market, and stop and think about this for just a second. We just looked at that line of the level of showing activity, of people getting out to look, and we were just about even. So you wouldn't be surprised to see the number of contracts being written to be about the same, right? It wouldn't be surprising to me at all to see up 4% one week, down 3%, up 8%, down 7%, a very, very tight range, very similar to that tight range you saw on the line moving with the showings. But we're seeing some extremely, extremely huge numbers, 39%, 22%, 100% more, meaning that the buyers that are getting out and looking that much more qualified, that much more motivated, that much more interested in actually making a purchase. So the quality of the buyer out looking right now is much better. We're writing way more contracts than we did last year, after a year that was already pretty good for real estate. So if we want to look specifically at the numbers, remember, I love this chart. This represents housing in Panama City Beach priced between 250 and 500. So all years built, all residential neighborhoods, but give us a price range that's somewhat similar to Whisper Dunes. Remember, the red line represents the number of units for sale, homes for sale. The black line represents the number of closings. The biggest takeaway again here, I love this months of inventory number. It's a great overview of what's going on in the market. 4 to 5 months of inventory represents a neutral market. In theory, it means that everything that's for sale today would be under contract and closed, sold and closed within whatever that number is on our months of inventory number. Historically, it would take 4 or 5 months to sell a house. That means getting the marketing going, getting for sale signs up, getting ads run, showing the property, negotiating contracts, and working all the way through the closing process normally would take 4 to 5 months in what would be an average or neutral real estate market. So anything under 4 to 5 months, you're getting into a market that's much more active, a seller's market, so to speak. Things are happening faster. There's more demand. We already see that there's more demand. So the market has been very, very good. We've been under a neutral market territory since really May or so. We're hovering in August, September, right around low 3s, high 3s. So still a very good, strong seller's market in this price range. When you look at Whisper Dunes specifically, there's the red line again representing the number of homes for sale, the black line representing the number of closings. We don't have as much data to analyze, so the chart will bounce around a little bit. But look at this month's of inventory number here. For the most part, if you average this out since April, for the most part, neutral-ish at best, occasionally extremely hot. Like in September, we had 3 closings and only 4 new homes come up for sale. So huge demand across the board in the market in this price range. Huge demand in Whisper Dunes still. Let's look at some of the recent activity. This is just coming from September. Both sections, detached single family and the attached units. 104 Foxglove Lane, we're working with the buyer on that. The asking price is $274,500. 125 Sand Oak is under contract. $289 is the asking price. Here's some actual closings on attached units. This unit sold for $290,000. Another 3 bedrooms closed at $292,500. 210 Sand Oak is under contract. The asking price was $299,500. 115 Foxglove Lane, another attached unit. The asking price is $329, and that one is under contract. Some of the detached single family over on Blue Sage, one of the 3-bedroom units, 3-bedroom homes is under contract. The asking price is $349.9. Another one under contract. You get the idea. Under contract, under contract. 362, 525 was the asking price. It's under contract. We did have a closing on another 3-bedroom that closed at 375. Closed that number. And 2 properties that are under contract right now. Asking price is $489 for a 4-bedroom, and the asking price is $548,900, and it is under contract for a larger 4-bedroom plan in there. I know I went through a lot of this very quickly with you, but I hope you get the sense and understand that just how active this market is. And what I probably will do, this is just off the top of my head, next month is just show you some examples going back in other years. It's one thing to go back and compare to last year, but this is a very, very active real estate market, and active real estate markets don't come around that often, and they don't last forever. So it's important to understand if we're thinking about where a market might be headed. In the short term, we still see a lot of momentum. We don't see anything necessarily in the data yet that's going to cause it to go the other way. So hope you found this helpful. We'll be back in touch with more information next month. Thanks for watching.